Hello and welcome to another edition of UFO Video Addicts. Let me give you a preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first are out of Mexico of these illuminated UFOs. Also have this video about some images taken of a possible military drone, an advanced military drone that was seen outside of a building in Dubai. Also have this clip from Reddit of a strange humanoid figure walking through the street here. And then let's see, this is an old tape from 1977. It was during a live broadcast. Somebody named Vrilon, who was supposed to be part of the Ashtar Galactic Command, interrupted this broadcast to give humans a message. Let's see, this is a video of a pilot talking about a UFO he encountered while flying. And this is a video. 1,900 pages of UFO files are declassified in Spain. So, yeah, so this country is also following suit, similar to so many other countries that have released their UFO files. And this is a video about an incident that supposedly took place in ancient Egypt where a pharaoh encountered a UFO and then had it documented here, and that's supposedly what this is about. Also have this document from the FBI website of a UFO encounter by this guy Hotto in 1950. And then last is this article here about these tunnels that were found in Turkey. But look at this. Yeah, so there's no way this is done by, any of the prehistoric humans that were here on the planet. I think that things like this must have been built by ancient cultures that arrived here on Earth and set up shop. Anyways, let's go to these images here. Now, this is a UFO seen flying above a Toltec pyramid in Tepoztlan, Morales, Mexico. I can't make these images any bigger, but let me just go through these real quick, because who knows if, they'll still be on Reddit. Wow, look at that. And I'm sure these images have been examined, and if these were photoshopped, someone by now would know. Wow, amazing. Anyways, a link will be in the description. Now, I think this one is just about photos that were taken of this craft. And some people, are assuming, because of the way it looks. And they also heard a humming. And I think there were propellers that they assumed this must be some type of military hardware.
And was seen hovering close to the nearby buildings. Unlike many sightings, the photographs of this craft were of decent quality, which helped users online study this craft further. The underside of the object was described as having large propellers, something that's been seen on various other crafts.
Yeah, now this whole video, that's all we get are these images. And then we had to get these real blurry ones. Yeah, this is about the best you're going to get out of this thing. And then there's some other things that this guy talks about. This is a 12-minute video, but he talks about this angel hair that they've found that they think is expelled by UFOs. Anyways, a link to this will be in the description. Now, this is another video I found on Reddit. Very strange. Check this out. Let me go full screen. Now, what you're going to see is a strange, right over here in the street, like some entity walking. There it is right there. Yeah, let's watch that again. Now, yeah, is this, again, it's going to appear right here on your right. Now, is this the ghost or, maybe one of our neighbors who knows how to cloak themselves? I mean, or is that, some kind of glitch? Or is it a real spirit? Who knows? Anyways, link will be in the description. Now, this clip here, it's just over 5 minutes long. I'm not going to play all of it, but this was during a broadcast. Let me just go to this part here. Yeah, this is on the BBC. They were having a broadcast, and then this Vrilon person cuts in. Now, it's kind of hard to hear what he says, but there are links to other clips that have the subtitles. But let me just play a little bit of this.
All over this, your planet Earth. We come to warn you of the destiny of your race and your world, so that you may communicate to your fellow beings the course you must take to avoid the disaster which threatens your world.
Yeah, that's really hard to understand what he's saying. But let me just bring in another clip, because in this clip, let's see, there's subtitles, so you can actually, see what he's saying here. This is the voice of Vrilon, a representative of the Ashtar Galactic Command, speaking to you. For many years, you have seen us as lights in the sky. Well, anyways, he goes on to say, like, we come to warn you of your destiny, of your race and your world, so that you may communicate to your fellow beings the course you must take to avoid the disasters which threatens your world and the beings on our worlds around you. And they also mentioned something about, let's see, about these, about our planet having other life forms. You know that we are here and that there are more beings on and around your Earth than your scientists admit. So if this is real, like this is, I don't know, Vrilon, Ashtar Command, supposedly, there's some kind of federation out there that we're trying to become a part of, but, we're too stupid as humans, whatever. But anyways, check out this, link. I'll have links to both of these. Like I said, there's this one here that has the subtitles, and then this was the actual broadcast that was, shown on TV. They don't, in this one with the subtitles, you don't get what was shown on TV. But the links to both of these will be in the description. Anyways, let's go to this clip here. Now, this one is about this pilot who encountered a UFO, I think in 94. But let me just play a little bit of this.
And all of a sudden, the airplane started. It was on autopilot. The airplane started at about a 15-degree bank turn to the left. And, of course, I looked out the window. Automatically, that's what you do when the airplane starts to turn. And I saw this brilliant light off. It's hard to tell exactly how far out it is, but it was very, very bright. And the first officer saw it. The second officer got out of his seat, took a look. And that's when the air traffic control in Boston wanted to know what was happening. So we told them when we figured it out, well, we'd give them a call. And about that time, the first officer hit the autopilot release button and went back to manual control. And as I was looking out the window, why this thing that we had vision, this thing that we saw, disappeared back towards the left of the airplane and to our rear at a very rapid rate. The whole event took place probably less than 3 minutes or so.
Let me just stop that there. Later on he talks about how he believes the craft was working on some kind of electromagnetic device, which is why the plane banked, because there are certain magnetic sensors on the plane, on the left side of the plane, and that was the side that the craft that he saw was on. And now I want to play another part here, where he talks about how the pilots are discouraged from reporting these sightings.
The pilots that had seen things and talked about it. Some of them were let go. Some of them released from their flying and treated as nutcases and things like that. So that was the last I said of it for many, many years. The companies don't give you the message, but what they did to the first ones that did have sightings takes the case along. Don't talk about it. They have told me of their incidents and their sightings and when it happened. And one especially was a sighting back on the East Coast, and he saw this thing for a long time, something like about 18 minutes it was in view. And when he reported it to his boss, it was a different airline, not United Airlines. They investigated it, and the government said, well, that's swamp gas at 18,000 feet doing 250 knots.
So obviously, pilots have been seeing these things, but like this guy said, they're discouraged from reporting it because, there's obviously they've gotten orders from the higher ups to fire these people and, and intimidate anyone who sees these things because, like I've said, there has obviously individuals within our government who have engineered an effort to hide all of this information. For whatever reason, they do not want us to know that we are not alone on the planet. Obviously, I've been doing these videos now for over 2 years. It's obvious to me. Again, I don't understand why so many other people that make videos about UFOs haven't come to that conclusion. But it's very obvious to me that we are not alone on the planet. That these crafts are coming out of the oceans, deep earth caverns, whatever. But yeah, they've been on this planet much longer than we have. Anyways, link to this will be in the description. Let's go to this video here. Yeah, 1,900 pages of UFO files are declassified in Spain.
The Ministry of Defense of Spain has declassified a total of 80 reports of 1,900 pages of UFO files. The first case took place in 1962 in San Javier, Murcia, and the last occurred in 1995 in Moron, Seville. The process of declassification of these data began in 1991. At that time, the Ministry of Defense decided to examine them and lower their classification levels so that the public could access these documents.
Yeah, now these documents have been available since 1991, like this person said, and yet, we still have these idiots. I mean, to me, they're people who are out there still asking the government, again, the government which routinely lies to us, which is never known to tell the truth. Yet we still have, some of you morons out there who are like, oh, please, government, tell us, disclose to us, tell us that UFOs are real. Anyways, link to this will be in the description. Now let's go to, here's another one, and more evidence that these crafts have been with us forever. Anyways, let me play a little bit of this.
In the year 22 of the third month of winter, 6th hour of the day, among the scribes of the House of Life, it was found that a strange fiery disk was coming in the sky. It had no head. The breath of its mouth emitted a foul odor. Its body was 1 rod, 172 feet or approximately 50 meters, in length and 1 rod in width. It had no voice. It came toward His Majesty's house. Their heart became confused through it, and they fell upon their bellies. They went to the king to report it. His Majesty ordered that the scrolls located in the House of Life be consulted. His Majesty meditated on all these events which were now going on. After several days had passed, they became more numerous in the sky than ever. They shined in the sky more than the brightness of the sun, and extended to the limits of the 4 supports of heaven. Powerful was the position of the fiery discs. The army of the king looked on, with His Majesty in their midst. It was after the evening meal when the discs ascended even higher in the sky to the south. Fish and other volatiles rained down from the sky, a marvel never before known since the foundation of the country. And His Majesty caused incense to be brought to appease the heart of Amun-Re, the god of the 2 lands. And it was ordered that the event be recorded for His Majesty in the annals of the House of Life, to be remembered forever.
So again, yeah, they recorded this this sighting that they've had, and it's interesting how they talk about the foul odor. So I wonder if back then, right, our advanced neighbors had less advanced technology, and maybe the crafts that they're using today are much more advanced than the crafts that they were using back then. Maybe this craft that they're describing would be similar to like our Model Ts, because none of the crafts that we encounter today, I don't think are, I've never heard anyone describe a foul odor. But anyways, link to this will be in the description. Let's go to this art document here from the FBI website here. It's about an encounter by this guy Hotto. Let me see if I can make this bigger. It says an investigation for the Air Force stated that 3 so-called flying saucers had been recovered in New Mexico. They were described as being circular in shape with ray centers approximately 50 feet in diameter. Each one was occupied by 3 bodies of human shape but only 3 feet tall, dressed in metallic cloth of a very fine texture. Each body was bandaged in a manner similar to the blackout suits used by speed flyers and something pilots. According to Mr. So-and-so informant, the saucers were found in New Mexico due to the fact that the government has a very high-powered radar set up in that area, and it is believed the radar interferes with the controlling mechanism of the saucers. Further evaluations were attempted by EAS. So yeah, our military found out that our radar arrays did disrupt their navigation systems, and we could knock them down. So we were directing some of these radar towers at them, knocking them down, and then they retaliated by knocking down some of our passenger planes. So occasionally you may hear of passenger planes unexpectedly falling or disappearing. So, this may be the reason they're retaliating. Anyways, link to this will be in the description. Now, the last link here is about these enormous underground cities discovered in Turkey. It says archaeologists in Turkey have discovered a massive underground city which they believe may be the largest in the world. They have only excavated 3% of it so far, but are unearthing multitude of rooms, tunnels, hidden passages, and artifacts on a daily basis. Now let's see. Now there is a video here. Let's see what they play.
Şu an biz sadece %3'ünü kazdık. Tamamı kazıldığında bu gerçekten dünyada ses getirecek bir yeraltı şehri olacak, bir yerleşim olacak. Aşılan bir tünel vardı. Bu tünelin uzunluğu şu an 100 metre. O tünelden farklı mekanlara geçiş sağladık. Bu mekanlar nelerdir? Bu mekanların sayısını vereyim. 49 oda, birkaç tanesi ibadethane olabilir, kilise, sinagog. Anlattığım yeraltı şehri 1900 yıldır kesintisiz olarak kullanılıyor aslında. İlk yapılışı kaçış alanı, saklanma alanı olarak yapılmış.
One thing I want to point out about this, these cave systems were obviously not built by prehistoric or Neolithic man, right? Whoever built these obviously had advanced tools and equipment and, the knowledge of how to do this, about load bearings and things like that. Now, the people that they're attributing to have used this may not have actually built it. They may have just discovered it and used it, whereas these may have been here much longer than the actual people who, they think used it. But my belief is that, there were other cultures arriving on our planet in the ancient past, and they are the ones who, built like a lot of the great megaliths and, a lot of these underground passages. And, and I'm starting to believe that a lot of the builders of the ancient megaliths, maybe they are our underwater neighbors now. Maybe some of them moved underwater to avoid the meteor impacts that they knew were coming. So some of them moved underground or, moved underwater and built environments for them to live under there so that they could survive the meteor impacts. And then since that time, after the meteors hit, everything settled. I think, the survivors tried to rebuild. But since that time, I believe that some of the advanced neighbors helped. And I believe that there must have been other advanced civilizations that also arrived here on the planet and then incorporated themselves, into the cultures that were trying to survive. And and now at this point, right, most of us at least are a mixture, especially in this country. I believe are a mixture of extraterrestrial and Earthling DNA. But that's just my crazy thoughts. Anyways, link to this will be in the description. If you like things like this, please please share this. And if you like things like this, please subscribe. I'll have more things like this. Take care.